ThunderBALL. ThunderBALL is a futuristic sport that takes place in the far, but not so far future, where human beings have gained the ability to travel throughout the outer limits of our solar system, even grasping the capability of extracting and harvesting asteroids, along with small moons that range anywhere from 1 to 500 feet in diameter. Asteroids were easy to break down and to harvest as valuable resources, but moons were a little tougher to break down. After scientists and researchers discovered that moons have a magnetic force behind them and had a very strong core that interacted with the force, they decided the best thing to do is to take the moons back to space or blow them up after the harvest, but they then realized it would cost a lot of money to ship them back to space and a lot of effort to blow them up. Then a lot of effort to blow them up and then clean. They also discovered when anchoring the moon to the Earth's surface, it created a levitation They also discovered when anchoring the moon to the Earth's surface, it created a levitation distortion that made the moon levitate freely, like a 2-day-old dying helium balloon. But these were like maybe 300 to 500 foot rock balloons that people had to be very careful with. Researchers couldn't figure out what to do with all the balloons. Researchers couldn't figure out what to do with all the moons. They did put a stop to the extraction process till something came up, which something did. Researchers heard from workers and harvesters who worked on the moons said they experienced some weightlessness while on top of the moon's peak area. To work on all parts of the moons, the workers used these roller machines to roll the moons around and gave the workers anywhere from a city block to a mile to explore without falling off the sides. After the first moons were harvested, the company of the workers then threw parties on the moons and have competitions, raffles, and all sorts of fun stuff. Researchers saw how much fun it was to run around the moon and jump several feet without hurting yourself on the moon's peak due to the magnetic force. An idea was then formed. They decided to make theme parks out of the moons, for kids. The workers created a surface that was nice and flat to walk around on without a problem, but vehicles had a problem driving on the moons due to the texture of the surfaces and how cars can levitate as well and quite possibly crush somebody against a wall very slowly and very unpredictably. So no cars. But one day a professional hoverboarder / hoverblader came to one of the theme parks and had a better idea. Have races and random sports that could possibly create a whole new world on these moons. Next thing you know, the hoverboarder and a group of other professional boarders went in together and bought a moon. They engraved the moon with ramps, skate parks, and even made rally courses that wrapped around the moon and became so popular, it birthed a brand new sport. ESPN, Fox Sports, even Yo Mama were watching these sports unfold into the best things ever. ThunderBALL came up when thinking of a name the co-founders were trying to think of, but one founder one day heard a blader roll down a drop ramp for the first time and created a roar that thundered throughout the atmosphere. ThunderBALL was what stuck with him and became the overall name for the spectacle and also the bread and butter for a lot of competitors. Max Madden and Russ Harding quickly became celebrities when becoming the best of the best in every sport on ThunderBALL. Sports like Capture the Ball to King of the Ball. At first they were the Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson fight everyone always wanted, but Max and Russ somehow came out even in everything they did. While Russ was bulky and strong, Max was kind of strong but very witty and managed to maneuver his way to either tie or come out to a draw in everything he did with Russ. Max even recovered out of bounds, which nobody has ever done due to how much effort it takes to hoverblade up the side of a moon. It also created a lot of popularity for Max. Developers of ThunderBALL tried a lot of things to challenge those two, and finally came up with the victory pad. It was at the end of the rally courses and only accessed by clearing a 50-foot ramp. Max, who was the main character of the story, and was completely shocked when seeing the victory pad for the first time after hearing about it for so long and not seeing nothing about it. He now knew this might be the very reason why Max feels he is number one. So in a sense, if this was a movie, it would be a combination between the movies Tron and Starship Troopers, but without the bugs. And why I say that is because Starship Troopers, like how they tell this, well, basically how it starts off is basically, and I don't have much time here, and I'm hoping I'm still fucking recording. Yep, you're good. 2 minutes, it's not bad. Why I want this, so it kind of starts off with Max in his bed next to this prize piece he won the night before, one of the showgirls, whatever, who knows. I'm about to run out of battery soon, fuck. So it starts off with Max staring at his alarm clock way before he even goes off, and his alarm clock's like, this is all futuristic, like in the future, like way future, but not so far. So his alarm clock has like kind of like this hologram like globe on it, saying all this, like has like a one of those ticker things that says all this stuff, and before he even, or as soon as it goes off, he clicks on it, wakes up, and he looks at his phone, and this is like one of the cool futuristic things I want to go on in the future that I would love to have done to myself. But LEDs or LCD screens to our smartphones now humans have the ability now to embed the LCD into human skin. So the LCD kind of like interacts with your human skin's chemistry to create almost a screen on your hand. So as he's looking around on his information, he's going through Facebook, looking at all this shit, and then he sees a video, clicks on the video, then he turns his hand sideways, and then the screen becomes, or his hand becomes just a full-on screen, kind of extracting the lines in his fingers by becoming like a full-on, you know, like that's how futuristic it is and stuff like that. And like pretty much there's like hoverboards, there's cars that are hovering motorcycles, and he rides his hovering motorcycle to the arena where the ThunderBALL was. And, you know, he's all dressed on his futuristic, you know, biker gear and stuff like that. And he's on his phone with his helmet in his hand. And one of his managers meets him outside where everybody, you know, like, you know, stands and waits for the athletes to come in and stuff like that. And he was the most famous athlete at the time, so everybody just loved him and waited hours just to see him and stuff. So after him going through all that, his manager brings him in, and as they're passing past the ThunderBALL, because the ThunderBALL was pretty much in this huge arena, like dome, and like it pretty much looks like Tron, like the inside of a Tron game as they're competing and shit. But and he's, so as I was saying, as he's walking past the ThunderBALL, not even noticing it because he's on his phone, his manager brought him to his attention by saying, "Hey, so what do you think about the victory pad?" And that's when he looks up, and that's, I actually created some concept art for that I'll try to put in right now. But as he looked at it, he's like, "Oh shit, you know, wow, you finally did it, huh?" And then I kind of wanted to go into this, like some sort of like where pretty much this is where the Starship Troopers thing comes in, because in Starship Troopers they did a lot of those like those ads and stuff where they kind of filled you in about the environment and what was going on, and I kind of want that to be explained throughout the how you know, man was able to travel throughout the outer limits of our solar system and was able to extract asteroids and moons. I want that to be able to be explained throughout the whole entire process of the Starship Troopers ads and stuff like that. You know, because I would love to see, you know, that, and then and then you know, would you like to know more? And then, you know, you press yes, and then next thing you see when man extracted moons, and I have this vision of an astronaut on the moon, and then taking his, or then you get a close-up look of his face, and you see a beach with a beautiful sunset and shit like that, and you just but he's on the moon, and you see like stars and shit behind him, and then he takes his helmet off, and the next thing you know, you just see him like coming onto Earth, and like everything zooms out, and next thing you know, ThunderBALL became this huge thing, and like I said, that's kind of like my visions and what I want, and I created some concept art for you guys. And before this thing dies, I just want to say thank you for your interest, and I'm still going to make another science fiction story that I've been trying to put into a pitch form, and that might be coming soon. So if you're still interested, and I hope you are, please let me know and leave a comment or send booby pictures, whatever you want. I'm just kidding. Alright, so thank you. Take care. Love you.